Well, I think giftedness is a hard thing in some ways to define because there really isn't a universal standard definition of giftedness. It's not a diagnosis. There's not a manual that says this is what giftedness is.
A lot of times we find kids in public school settings who are having difficulty with the curriculum because they're simply not engaged. They're not put together that way. They have a need to engage in something intensely. When my oldest started school, we started in, same thing, Catholic school, and we would hear, he's not tying his shoes, he is reading and doing this math and helping everyone else, but about cutting on the lines, and it really felt to us like a deficit model. We always heard about what he was not doing.
So I think that giftedness and what we look at with intelligence testing in general is really about differences in thinking or cognitive differences. And so often gifted kids just tend to approach things differently than a lot of other kids will. They tend to make connections more quickly or more easily. With that intelligence, we also see differences emotionally and socially and in the way kids think and learn.
Our first meeting here, when we went through the campus, it looked a lot like his bedroom. I mean, it was very relaxed. We met kids that engaged with us in a way we had not seen anywhere else. We were so impressed with the children that we met here and so impressed with the adults that we met who were working and really fostering the gifts that these children had.
The kids who've struggled elsewhere, who were bored elsewhere, often really excel here because they are allowed that freedom and have the opportunity to explore and are encouraged to ask questions and really are taught to think.
Our teachers are very good at providing a depth of knowledge so that every child, regardless of their ability, is engaged and learning. They don't see learning issues or lack of achievement in a very sequential fashion as being problematic. They understand that that's the way that kids are put together. That gifted children have a unique way of learning and have different kinds of passions and intensities.
I think that Roeper has a unique way of approaching teaching gifted kids. I think the teachers get that while these children are so bright, they're also just normal kids too. And I think that can be hard sometimes for parents to find that balance, to understand, well, how can you know all of this, but some of these basic things are still hard for you, and they're just normal kids.